Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Epic ARMA, and today I have something pretty cool. The 0.2 alpha is out for the Napoleonic War mod, and basically this gives you the opportunity to actually place units from the Napoleonic War era. We are, I think, the British fighting against the French, and it's only still one unit per side at the moment. But it gives you a good glimpse of what you can expect. Expect old rifles, and of course, since the battles used to be fought, in lines like this, I actually put all the units right next to each other. And since the AI of ARMA, the first thing that they would do is go prone and actually try and flank. I haven't given any of the groups the order to actually engage or attack, so what you will still get is that they will actually go prone, but unfortunately there's nothing that can be done there. There are 100 units on my side and 120 units on their side. I picked a open spot, so at least it looks kind of like the battles like you had back in the day. So in total, 220 units will fight, and because they spawn all next to each other, there will be some lag. But since there are only two lines, which of course is not very realistic, I want to, after this first battle is done, I am going to copy this whole group and this whole group and add them one more time, which means that at the end of the video I will show a battle with 440 infantry units. However, that will probably have so much lag that it probably won't be playable, but at least you will get an idea of what that would look like. So let's go. What I really like is that it shows that by giving us new units that you can kind of come up with new scenarios as well, because this gave me the idea to put all the units in lines like this. As you can see, they all go prone immediately. They are the enemy. The blue coats, we're the red coats. Since these are old weapons, the range is not that great, and also the accuracy is very shitty, which means that I can actually run around here without much fear of being shot. What I really love is the amount of smoke that they added, which is kind of realistic. Of course, in those old battles, after a while, the whole battlefield would be covered in smoke because of all the cannon fire, all the muskets have been fired off. And there's also, if you fire... Hold on, let me take a shot. Well, that was a miss. He's down though. The loading time takes very long, which is very cool, because that was, of course, also a big thing, that you would fire, then load... Oh my god, I'm dead! No! No, what is that? We're gonna restart. Because that was also, of course, another thing that made those battles so weird, that you would fire, then load for a whole time, but you would, you would stand your post, you would not actually move. These battles do last a whole while, so I won't be probably showing the whole battle playing out, but just to give a good idea. And like I was saying, what is really cool is that I would never actually have come up with the idea of placing all the units like this in a line against each other on an open field. But because they came up with the idea of making this era a mod, I suddenly had that idea in me of making this and searching for an area on the Altus map that kind of resembled a good place to actually fight there. It also helps, of course, that it is Greece, so it has a European feeling though to it, even though it is also kind of more Mediterranean. There's one deserter. Hold on, let me get in there and fire a shot as well. I got him.
Do not fire.
As you can see, they even had radio contact back in the day. That's why Napoleon lost against the British. Everybody knows that. You see that this side actually did suffer a whole lot of losses. Though in all honesty, I also wonder how much of that is because they were shot in the back. Because you could see ceasefire. And you can see that they do a pretty good job of not going away too far from the group. The line is still pretty well held. And this is for Arma 3, and this, I think, is the only one that is really a different kind of mod. What I mean with that is, there are already a lot of, like, unit mods for Arma 3, but those are, like, more realistic, units in the army, or for example, Greece, the army of Greece, or North Korean army, but still all modern infantry units. Whereas, for example, for Arma 2, there are aliens, monsters, units from other games like Stalker, Space Marines, that sort of stuff. And I cannot wait for them to also add that here, because with, of course, physics support and pathfinding improvements with AI, you could actually have some pretty good value with adding new troops. And it even goes for vehicles too, where in Arma 2 and Arma 1, things like robots and stuff have been added. I got him, nice. Which is pretty cool. The only problem is that usually the AI is not very capable with them, so an epic Arma would be doable, but difficult, because the AI would probably not behave like you want him to. Oh shit! Oh shit! Okay, hold on. Let me heal myself. And we are now actually having some pretty big losses here. But because a lot of them are actually prone, the battle is not yet close to be ended, I think. No, didn't get him. Like I said, the range is not that great, so maybe I should aim a little higher. I do like that at least they added some animation, even though the animation, nice, got him, might not be accurate with the loading, because I think you need to, like, add, like, gunpowder and stuff in it. I'm not an expert on old weapons, but I think that's how it works. I remember that somebody also made a Napoleonic War for, or maybe Independent War for Battlefield Vietnam. Yeah, I'm going old school there. And what they did there with the loading is they still had a long reload time, but your gun, he would move the gun out of the screen, and then the gun, when it was reloaded, would move back into the screen. I got him, nice! Which kind of was a cheap way. And I mean, the units look good. This is the first release, and I'm not too sure what they want to add as well. I guess I'm not a huge expert on the Napoleonic Wars, I have to say. You know, in terms of vehicles, I guess like a mounted infantry unit would maybe count as a vehicle, you know? A soldier on a horse. But then again, the soldier on a horse would probably fight with a sable, right? With a sword, so they might add that. Actually, there were plans for Arma 2 to make a Rome. I don't know if I got him or not. To make a Rome mod in the Roman infantry with melee combat. But I'm not too sure if that was ever released. I saw a lot of previews, and they would actually go pretty far in the stuff they would show, but I never saw actually a concrete release. Should maybe actually check up on that, see what's actually done with that. So I think you guys kind of saw enough of the battle. That's why I kind of committed suicide. And like I said, what I'm now going to do is I'm going to copy this group here, and this is going to be insane. Like I said, it probably will not be very well playable, but that doesn't really matter. I guess this is more of a realistic sort of way that the battles would have been played out. Alright. You don't want to put them too close to each other, because then they will indeed fire at each other. Problem is that it's not a whole straight line, so I guess we'll work with that. So yeah, like I said, this will be the final battle that I'll show today. Probably not very well playable, but let's see how it looks. 440 units at the moment. I'm curious. Well, I've 1 frame, 2 frames per second, and they all go prone. It's such a shame. What you ideally want, even though I'm not too sure if that was already used in the Napoleonic War, is that the first line goes on its knees, and then the other ones shoot. I would think it was, because I think Japan actually used that, and they learned it from the Portuguese when they landed in Japan. So I think that strategy was pretty well known. So I would assume that in the Napoleonic era they would have used it as well. So there are now 200 units on my side. There are 240 units on their side. And as you can see, not very well playable, but it still looks kind of cool. All that red. And I'm looking forward to all the mods and stuff that will be added to Arma 3 in the future. Because of DayZ and stuff, you know, Arma is bigger than ever. And though I think a majority of those players only play Arma for DayZ, I think thanks to that, a lot of people also discovered Arma and have a great appreciation for it, what it is, and maybe discovered some other mods. You know, there's a very good World War II mod for Arma 2, so maybe it's also sprung some new modders for the community that would actually have ideas for new mods and new material, which is pretty cool. I'll be ending the video pretty soon though, because at this rate, you know, nothing really... It's not going at a really quick pace. And at 4 frames per second, there's not really much I can do. I guess I'll run to the blue coats. See what's happening there. Get over that. I'm pressing the wrong button. Fuck it! I have no regrets. I wonder if I would actually be shot by one of my teammates. There I go. And I'm dead. Alright guys, that was it for today. Hope you liked it. Keep sending in those suggestions for epic scenarios, epic battles. And I will see you guys next time.